crafters, welcome to Stampin' Crafty with Carolyn. My name's Carolyn Levitsky, and I'm an independent demonstrator for Stampin' Up. I'm so happy you joined me. I'm always happy when you join me. I have a terrific value to tell you about. It ends May 31st, so if you're going to act on it, you need to do it right away. Stampin' Up is offering you, as a new demonstrator, a kit. And the value of this kit is outstanding. It's a better value than when I joined, I could tell you that. The kit itself is valued at $155. You get $155 in product, which you choose. Stampin' Up does not determine what goes in your kit. You do. Also, for that $155, all you're paying is $99. You have a value of $56. It's a wonderful value, and I hope you'll take advantage of it. And I would love to have you as a demonstrator and be on my team. We have a very active team. We have a Zoom meeting every month, and the person who is in charge of the whole team is always available at your service to help you, as I would be also. I'd be happy to help you with anything you have, any questions. So with Father's Day coming up, I thought that we needed to do a card for Father's Day. It's a very simple card. It has a nautical theme, and let me show you. There it is, and I do have it right down here, Happy Father's Day. Now I changed the next one up. I changed the color, not just the color, I also changed the size of these little squares here, and it's pretty much the same. On the inside I do have a nautical theme also, and the other card has twine that's going around or on the side of the mat. Well, I'm changing it up a little bit again. We're going to do it in Night of Navy, and the size of this base is 8.5 by 5.5, and it's scored at 4 1/4. Now remember, under my video there will be a box, and it says show more. The colors as well as the size of each particular piece will be there. Also, whatever supplies I'm using. And then on top of that Night of Navy, I have this Sahara Sand gray. It's 5 1/4 by 4, and this will be the mat. And on top of that mat, we have Seaside Spray, and this particular piece is cut at 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. And then we have another piece that's cut at 2 by 2 3/4, and then a smaller piece that's cut at 2 by 1 1/2. The mat for the inside is cut at 4 inches by 5 1/4, and I chose to use the Seaside Spray because I get very bored with white on the inside all the time. I thought it made a nice change, and it's light enough where anything you may write will be seen. I also have some twine from the Playful Pet. It's blue and white, and this is going to go on the inside of the card. And okay, let's get started and put this card together. Let's turn this camera down so you can see exactly what I'm doing and get you all focused in. And you know, I think that looks pretty good. And as you could see, my host code is right here if you want to order anything. It's also at the beginning of the video, and it will be at the end of the video. So we need to fold and burnish this card with my bone folder, so we get a nice sharp crease. And we're going to first put on the Sahara Sand gray. And we'll attach this to the front of the card. And of course I'm using my silicone craft mat. I don't know, my work area would be very tacky and sticky if I didn't have that mat. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my grid paper and I'm going to line up this piece. Open that up. It's so much easier when you open it up. Get it nice and straight, top and bottom, and attach this gray panel to it. All right, we've got that up. The next thing is we need to attach this Seaside Spray to this side of the card. And we'll try and make it equal up and down and on the side. All right. We need to put our stamps on. All right. We're going to stamp that. Normally, I would prefer to have put the stamp on before I attach it to the card, but we could live with this. I just got a little ahead of myself, and I'm using Night of Navy ink, and I'm going to check it to be sure that there's no halo around that. And we're going to stamp this, try to get it nice and in the center, and hold it down for a few seconds because you want your cardstock to absorb that ink. Lift it up, and there you have it. And then make sure you clean your stamps off. Now I'm going to take the birds, and in a minute I will show you the stamp set that I'm using. And we're going to stamp off on the birds because we want the birds to look like they're in the distance, not like they're flying into the lighthouse. So we're going to stamp it there. Maybe I'll do it a little more. And we're going to stamp it over here also. Maybe a little higher. Okay, so we have our birds all stamped out. Let's clean off that. Okay. All right, the next thing I want to do is I do want to stamp our image first, and I have a sailboat. And let me show you exactly what stamp sets I am using. I'm using this, Sailing Home. It's all nautical, and I just love this. I use it a lot, and people seem to enjoy it. I will also be using A Wish for Everything. It comes with 2 stamp sets, and this is where I got Happy Father's Day from. And that's called A Wish for Everything, and they certainly do have A Wish for Everything on there. And right now I have very inky fingers. One of the things that comes with the job, inky fingers. Okay, so let's stamp up this sailboat from that sailing home. And I want to line it up. Oops, I just got some ink on there. So you know what? Paper comes with two sides. So we're just going to flip that over and use the other side. Very simple. It's not tragic. And I'm just going to put that right down there. Let it stay on for a short amount of time. Lift it up, and that's ready to go on the card. The next stamp I'm going to use is this knot. Sailor's knot, I guess you'd call it. I'm not quite sure myself the technical term that they would use for it. But we're just gonna take and put that right there and let it sit for a couple of seconds and then lift it up. So now we can apply these to our card. And I'm going to try to line this up with the panel next to it. I'm going to line the top up and make sure that there's equal space between that panel to the left of this one and to the end of the card over here. And I think that looks pretty good. And we have this one that needs to go on. And this is going to go right below it. And again, I do want to line it up as best I can with this and this. Okay, so now I'm going to take and put the inside of the card onto this. And before I glue it, I do want to attach this twine. And I'm going to take and just run a little glue runner there and attach that to the back. And in the center of this, I would like to try to make a little knot. And I'm going to try and get it centered. The more I pull, there it goes. And we're going to do the same thing with this. We're just going to run a little glue on that. And of course, it needs to be lined up. Now I'm going to put a glue dot behind that knot so that it doesn't move. Whoops. As you could see, the little putty knife came away from my pick. Okay, now we are going to do Happy Father's Day at the top of this card. Line this up so that it goes on straight. Actually, I would like to center it between, no, just in the center I guess would be fine. And I'll just judge it by eye. And hold that down briefly. Happy Father's Day. There we go. Now we can get rid of this stamp pad. We don't want any disasters happening and have the whole card ruined. Okay, so we will run some tape on this. behind the front. We don't want to put it on the wrong side. Wouldn't that be embarrassing? I'd have to cut that all out. And there we go. Okay, the next thing I want to do is put a little bling on here. Make it look pretty and presentable. And I have these iridescent pearls, which I think works very nice on a man's card, whether it be a birthday, Father's Day, whatever it may be. It works very nice. Remember, I always tell you that if you're putting any pearls or anything on your card, you should put it in series of odd numbers. So I have 2 down right now. Let's do 3. We'll do 2 more. 3, 4. Where am I going to put that 5th one now? No problem. There's always room for bling. 5. I told you it would be a fast card, and it was. So here you have a nice Father's Day card. If you're fortunate to have your dad still with you, it would make a lovely card to give him. You open it up, Happy Father's Day, and I love this. I did forget something. I do want to put a little nautical design at the bottom. Let's do that. I'm going to do an anchor. I think dads are the anchor of the family. I know my dad was. Very fond memories of my dad. We're going to put this anchor right down here. I'm glad I remembered to do that. So there you have it. Now I think that dressed it up lovely, didn't it? Made a big difference. And the bling on the front of the card dressed that up. And I don't know any man who would not like to get this particular card. So let me turn the camera up. All right, I do want to thank you. I told you it would be a fast card, easy to make and yet very effective and pretty, I think. You could do it in the blues like I did, or you could do it in the crumb cake with the black and brown background. That's also a very masculine card. And I do love that Sailing Home stamp set. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you will come and join me again for one of my other videos. And you just have a great day, okay? Don't forget, thumbs up. Push that subscribe button. I need subscribers. If I'm going to continue, I do need you to subscribe. Please do that for me. And then ring the bell so you'll get notifications each time I'm on. Now at the end of the video, my host code will be there. And if you want to order anything, you can go right to my store and order it. Or just use my host code when you're ordering if you don't want to do it through my store. Whichever way is best for you will do. Okay, thank you again for joining me. I'm so happy every time you're here with me. You have a great day. Enjoy. Bye now.